Welcome back to the channel, fool. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe for videos like this.
So y'all think I'm tripping? That plane been sitting like this for a minute, but when I go zoom in, my phone does this. But when I zoom out, it does this. We're living in some weird times, and that plane or whatever it is been sitting like that for a minute, bro. And I've been over here for at least 15-20 minutes.
If it blurs, that's a real UFO. He seems chill till he's not. Que rico, but hey, dangerous. And where is the rolling giant? Trust your gut or trust God. Tell your mom you turned the house into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Two lips to furious.
And you're not thinking right now. You're following orders. You're not thinking for yourself. You're not in touch with your soul. Because if you were, you would take that off and you would breathe freely, which is the #1 form of nutrition. And if you don't have proper oxygen, you can't have cognitive function. And if you can't think right, you're easily pushed around and controlled and manipulated.
And he's spitting big facts. It's funny until it's your luggage. He looked impressed, then walked away.
My video.
Hey, back up, buddy. She's mine.
23, right? Well, actually, how old are you?
I've always been raised as being currently a 26-year-old.
How old are you?
Well, I live knowing, as I've always known, that I would be 26.
Okay, Bill.
This
This is a really, really simple question. How old are you?
I believe that I'm 26.
And?
I have two birth certificates and I've had my name changed 4 times. The identity crisis there is big, but that was my normal when I was growing up, Tara. That
What do you know the truth to be now?
that's probably a question that we'll have to keep digging for, because it's not something I've ever understood or had answers around.
So when you needed to file some financial documents, how did you choose the birth date you gave, if you don't know?
With my most recent deed poll paper, which has the younger of the age and the most recent of the name.
Right, so currently, then, according to those documents, you're 23.
Correct.
Interesting. Is that your final answer? That kick was personal.
It's the thing nightmares are made of.
You know, it's so creepy that I decided to have a bolt put on the door, and I'm having my son sleep in here with me.
Creepy only begins to describe it.
It's like an alternate reality, really.
When she'd get home from work, Fasika Tafara started noticing things out of place in her home.
They were just all open, but what was weird is, so for example, they were open like this, but they were all at the same level.
First, the windows, then lights turned on. Her cabinets pulled out.
It's intended to let me know that somebody has been here, essentially, right? So all of the drawers have been pulled out. And
something strange every single day for almost the past month. She finally realized someone has been coming inside.
Are people following me? And then I started to wonder also, well, how do they know when I'm here and when I'm not here?
Then Tafara found this small camera in her 11-year-old son's bedroom. So she took to the internet and started digging. What she found? Something called community or gang stalking. It's an eerie practice aimed at your psyche to make you almost feel like you're going crazy.
It's spooky, and my understanding is that if this is in fact what it is, it can go on for years, you know.
Only you're not. Tafara left her phone recording audio at her house. Listen, you can hear what sounds like people rummaging around. On one, you can hear what sounds like drilling.
So this hole here has been cut into the attic space.
Tafara says detectives have been to the house.
It's kind of like, you know, if it happens again, call us, but there's not much we can do.
Something that makes this even more terrifying.
And this is exactly when you need cameras. And how many beers did they have?
Look at this, guys. Look at this. The sun is out. It's midnight out, and the sun is out. Look at this. This is what we were trying to show you. This was in the middle of the sky. Look at this. The freaking sun is out, man. Amazing.
Matrix glitch? He talked too much and ate the knuckle sandwich.
So I want you to take a look at this, okay? See this? That might look like a plastic bag. That is not. That is a Portuguese man of war. And that is similar to a jellyfish. It's actually not classified as a jellyfish, but that is a highly, highly venomous creature. And the problem with these guys is that they look like they're just these cute little balloons. But what you don't realize is underneath there's anywhere between could be 10, but sometimes 100-foot long tentacles, which basically means that those tentacles could stretch from down there all the way to over there, and you'd have no idea. And then you get stung, and it's one of the most painful things you'll ever experience in your life, while also probably sending you to the hospital as well. So stay away.
I can tell you, it's very painful.
Okay, so here's scene 7.
Okay.
It looks okay, but I am thinking we're gonna have to redo scene 7. It might be okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think we planned on redoing scene 7, did we?
No, I think it's fine. I think it's that was the last one, right?
Yeah, it's getting a little cold. Maybe should.
Okay, let's back up. I'm gonna keep recording with this just for some extra behind the scenes, if that's cool.
Yeah.
I'll try and get this in there the fastest that I can.
Yeah, it's really chilly. I think we should.
Try and hurry,
Yeah, I think we should.
Will that get in there? Okay, watch your legs. Watch your arms in. Okay.
Ready to go?
Yep.
The calmest panic ever. And where do I sign up?
This here, people, North Miami water. See all that rust coming out? That's what you're drinking if you're in North Miami. Disgusting. Just look at the color go down. Looks like somebody's bleeding.
That's some cafecito water.
It's hurting my elbow! It's hurting my wrist! You're hurting me, Sheriff! You're hurting me, Sheriff! Why are you choking? I can't breathe! Why are you touching my leg? Why are you touching my leg? I can't breathe! This is George!
Exorcism or arrest?
Am I being watched? I am, because I was told that by FBI agents who are supporters of mine. They pulled me to the side and say, they're watching you. Don't get paranoid, because if they don't find nothing on you, they will make it up anyway.
That's some real shit.
I had an old lady, a senior, an elder. She came up to me. I spoke at a graduation in Philly, right? She like a sweet grandmother, right? Guess what she told me? She said, Dr. Umar, I'm an FBI agent. She said, you would never know, would you? Look like the sweetest old grandma, like she just made some sweet potato pie. And she said, you need to be careful because they will send the type of people they know you will trust. And I trust elders. So I got to be careful with the elders.
Have they ever tried to send a white woman?
Nah. But they will use the white woman on everybody else, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Not me. They ain't going to send a white woman on me. But see, here's the thing that I wanted to say to that. They watch, right? But they don't really mobilize against you until you start moving the people.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm educating the people. I'm motivating the people. I ain't moved them yet. Once the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy is up and running, now I'm going to start moving them. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's when I got to be extra careful. That's when they want to send. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe right now that there are 4 women and 1 man that is around me who I think are agents. Yes, I will bet my life that at least 4 of them are without question agents. The behavior, things they've done, they already got people on me. They already got people on me, and I know who they are. It's easy. You can tell an agent. It's hard for them to hide. I just got to be careful, but you can't worry about it. Because the Honorable Marcus Garvey said what? Leaders will come, leaders will die. The tragedy isn't that we die. The tragedy isn't the fact that Malcolm or King or Mega was murdered. The tragedy is it's been 50 years and you still ain't found a replacement.
Means you gotta be careful of his own people. The look of confusion and betrayal after trusting your own mother.
Let's go, buddy. Let's go, buddy. Let's go, Wade. Come on, Wade.
Вообще изи катка. Просто изи. Давай.
He's just chilling. Try and win.
And the tiger said, let me know when to start.
So it be stuff like this that really make me believe that the devil can make, because my Lord and Savior wouldn't make nothing like that. Look at that mother. Got pincers, wings. Oh, hell no.
Should you burn it?
BB comes into town. You know, Trump rolls out the red carpet for him.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan Scavino puts this video montage out of Trump basically fast walking through the hallway because BB's coming. I gotta get there quick.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've never seen Trump walk so fast. He's like walking. And at the end of this clip, it is Trump pulling the chair.
Yes.
For Netanyahu.
Yes. Very genteel. Sit down, Massa. Sit down in this wonderful seat, Massa.
How many times in our lives have we seen President Trump deal with other world leaders.
Usually he's shoving them out of the way.
My favorite clip ever of President Trump is at the G20 summit.
G20, yep.
He's at the back of the line.
Yep.
And he goes, everyone get out of the way. I need to be front.
Yep.
He pushes everyone out of the way, goes up, fixes his tie. It's like, all right, let's roll.
Yeah.
It's like Nicolas Cage, you know?
Awkward Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, let's ride.
Yes, exactly. Awkward just like that.
That's what he used to do.
That seems to be the plan. I mean, the art of the deal is make an extreme proclamation, have them kind of go back and be like, whoa, reeling back and like, okay, this guy means business. And then, that's what he did with the tariffs in Mexico and Canada. Same idea. But it seems very off character, Matt, for him to be so genteel and to be so gentle with the pushing of the chair for Mr. Beebe. It was very awkward in my.
And why would they post that?
Because
they're letting you know.
The symbolism will be their downfall, as you like to say.
I don't think anyone can watch that even if you absolutely love Trump, the more you love Trump, the more you've seen his interactions with other world leaders.
Yes.
And watching that moment, people are like, what the f happened?
Was he just too nice?
It actually worked. Oh, wow.
And that will freak me out.
Hello.
Get in the house.
Everyone's really full. Kid.
All right. Thanks so much.
Have a good night.
Thanks. You too.
That's a full service. He was just cleaning the rim. Don't mess up with nature's Air Force. At least he got her to stop singing. There aren't waves, guys. They're mountains.
One of the first original public clones was Michael Jackson.
What?
Yes. So if you take a look at Michael Jackson, right? Oh, he had plastic surgery. This is why they're making plastic surgery really popular, quote unquote, because they can basically deduce, oh, the celebrity had plastic surgery. It's not a clone, it's plastic surgery. That's why they look different, right? So Michael Jackson was their first sort of test run for cloning. And specifically the reason why they replaced him with a clone was because he was saying too much.
Do you think Michael is dead? And bro was already celebrating.
It's a bathroom, but it's also a kitchen. Imagine that. Imagine that.
I've never seen a kitchen before.
I don't care what's in that.
How? And they build different.
That's good. Hey, hold on. What's that? That Dr. Pepper? That's that Dr. Pepper.
That should be a commercial. It's like a cartoon.
The reason why they're doing this is that they want us to
become entranced by the idea of this religion, to have it be cool, to have it be trendy. So one of the things they do is this symbol, which is 666. Each finger is one of the stems of the 6. So you'll see people do stuff like this. You'll also see them put their finger over their eye like this. That's the all-seeing eye. Or they'll do this a lot. You'll have this kind of symbolism. So they're out there putting out these sigils and signs and codes and symbols, and they do it through things like pop music. So people start watching what's ever popular, and they're seeing flames, and they're seeing people dancing around in Baphomet horns, and they're seeing all this really strange stuff. Their goal, again, is to acquaint us with their religion so that if they get their goal realized, which is to create a massive world economic collapse, greatly reduce population, and then come out as our liberators, giving us this technology, giving us what they consider to be freedom, we would actually be trading our sovereignty for a much greater level of tyranny.
Don't get lost in the sauce.
A year ago, when I said that I would stake my entire professional career on the fact that Brigitte Macron, the current First Lady of France, was born a man, there were many people, of course, who did not believe me because that just sounds crazy.
Holy mother of Jesus, she's a man.
But even those people, thanks to Emmanuel Macron's strongly worded letter, which he had his legal team put together and ask me not to publicize, are now starting to pay a little bit of attention. Take this comment from popular Canadian YouTuber and lawyer who goes by Viva Frey. He wrote this under the episode regarding that letter. I was very skeptical at first that Brigitte was a man, but I've got to tell you, Macron's lawyers are really starting to convince me. Legally speaking, it was an implausibly stupid move what they did, okay? While refusing to just plainly state that Brigitte Macron, the current First Lady of France, was indeed born a woman. I'm a female. They used all sorts of tricky language to suggest that they could sue me for defamation over minor errors that I made in my reporting. Okay, essentially, they were not addressing the substance of the claim. Brigitte Macron was born a biological male, but instead attacking things like, you said in an earlier report that a picture from Brigitte's communion was recolorized. This is false. This reporting has caused Brigitte to have mental anguish. Okay. But as I said, their lawyers made a critical mistake because in order to prove defamation, you have to prove that somebody acted in reckless disregard for the truth, that they knew the truth and they made a decision not to publicize it. Instead, they wanted to just publicize lies, which is something that if you guys watch this show, you know that I do not do. I do not engage in it. Quite the opposite. So by sending me a legal letter, they unintentionally provided me with a direct line, a direct link to ask Brigitte Macron and Emmanuel Macron pointed questions. They can't pretend they didn't see our questions, okay? The majority of the questions that we asked them were simply yes or no. Those were the answers that we needed, with the promise that we gave them that if she answered the questions, we would fully report on the facts. So I want to show you some of these very simple 21 questions that we asked Brigitte Macron so that we can use our podcast to put an end to her mental anguish, okay? Like I said, these are pretty simple questions. If you are a person and you are going through mental anguish because people are talking about you being born a biological male, wouldn't you race to answer those questions?
I am a victim of a hate crime.
Yeah. Well, apparently they simply were not anguished enough to hire. They were anguished enough to hire and pay an American legal firm in DC to send us a 100-page lettered threat, but they simply were not anguished enough or could not muster the energy to answer 21 basic questions to put an end to the scandal. We received no response from them because we knew that we would not receive a response from them because, well, they're lying. They are, in fact, lying to the public about Brigitte Macron's past identity.
And what about Big Mike?
Caminando me canta el sensontle, voy sanando.
And they won't let him leave. same suspicious sound everywhere.
So he says, he who cannot meditate must not expect peace, because the objective of meditation is to raise yourself above the thoughts of the mind into the bliss that Carl Jung called the superconsciousness, into the bliss that Buddha called nirvana, into the bliss that Jesus calls the kingdom of God within you. When you take the human spirit and raise it up into the place where there is no thoughts, no stain of thought, it becomes the Holy Spirit. In virgin consciousness, Christ is born. And so, 23:7 says, he who cannot meditate must not expect peace. And without peace, how can anyone expect happiness? And Jesus Christ said in Luke 17:21, the kingdom is within you. Look at 23:8. As a ship is tossed at sea, as a ship at sea is tossed by the tempest, so the reason is carried away by the mind when preyed upon by the straying senses. It's a storm. It's a storm. And each one of you have come through. So many of you, your boat is rocking. Many of you, the boat is shifting back and forth. The storm, sometimes it seems like it'll never relent. And sometimes after you've come through a storm of the mind and everything seems to be getting down to order and you seem to be getting almost reasonable to live with, there comes another one. It's just like, did you ever see sometimes you're sitting and it's beautiful out and you're out in the backyard?
Let's meditate on it.
We ain't racing now. We got red people out there, they got blood, they got green people, but that, where the red people at is kind of cooler. Where the green folks at is a little warmer. So that's where my shining from. That part of Mars.
Close your eyes and rewind. He was in pain, but the last moan was intentional.
Have you heard of Bondo apes?
No.
I heard about it from a Joe Rogan podcast. It's these... Rogan? Oh,
Joe Rogan.
It's this group of apes that live in the Congo. There's like some pictures of them. Abnormally huge chimpanzees. The rumor is when they walk on their two legs instead of like how a monkey usually walks. 6 feet tall. 6 feet tall, and their nickname...
That's how tall I am.
Their nickname is the Lion Killers because they supposedly kill lions and eat them.
Dude, they are scary.
They're confused by them because their heads aren't fully shaped like a chimpanzee's. Pictures of gorillas.
That's
So
what I'm seeing.
they're almost saying it's like a mixed race
Hybrid.
between chimpanzees and gorillas.
Oh, that's scary.
And they're like supposedly mean.
Because they're thinner like chimps, but they're
like
bulky
Caesar.
like gorillas.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's like
that's so
Caesar
scary.
from Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No! Oh, dude.
It's like standing up and he like grabs something.
No!
He said Joe Rogan.
This creepy clip comes from Cuernavaca, Mexico. Now, the ancient Aztecs believed the land of Cuernavaca was a sacred place, inhabited by spirits. Later, when the Spanish invaded the area, they told of strange occurrences, eerie sounds in the night, unexplained movements, and what they called, quote, restless spirits. Fast forward to today, and a man in Cuernavaca has a CCTV camera set up to monitor his 3 dogs every night. On December 7th, just after 4 a.m., something happens that is downright chilling. Suddenly, with no explanation, the kennel seems to be aggressively yanked forward and then to the side. The dog leaps up and bolts out of the kennel in a panic, confused and growling at... something.
OMG. My anxiety went through the roof.
Okay, I usually do not, or I never have believed in like haunted stuff, okay? But I'm out at Skinny Atlas Lake, the Fingers Lakes in upstate New York. And the Airbnb I'm staying at, the guy did say, just FYI, we do have people say that they hear a piano play at night. and I thought it was bullshit. I swear to God, I've heard it. It plays. There's nobody in here. I'm going to walk over here, so in case I die, I have a documentation of it, okay? It's an old house. It's on a beautiful lake, though. But I did find out the guy who owns the place, daughter died in a car wreck, and her ashes are on the piano. God, I get chills. But that's the piano, and it plays at night, and it freaks me out. I have chill bumps just being in this room. I do not get a good vibe, but it's scary as I'm telling you, this place is haunted. Do you heard that?
Yeah, I can't do this. This is so scary.
No, you go in there with me.
Yes. You have to go first.
Just stay behind me. It keeps playing, I swear. No, dude, I'm not going up in that bitch. It's this piano, I swear to God it is.
A little closer.
No, dude, you can't. If I die, I swear, I will. Oh, God. Dude, no.
And where is that Airbnb at? Astral projection. I can tell if it's AI.
Sorry for him disrespecting you. Sorry about that. Don't get into no problems right now, bro. Yeah, it's not worth it. Push it up.
And they were ready to scramble.
So you think we're going to find out that it was much more money than that for
yes,
transgender animal testing?
Yes.
Can you describe what exactly the American people's taxpayer dollars were spent on regarding transgender animal testing?
Yeah, in a lot of these cases, they're involve mice, rats, monkeys who are being surgically mutilated and subjected to hormone therapies to mimic female to male or male to female gender transitions, gender-affirming hormone therapies, and then looking at the biological, psychological, and physiological effects of the gender transitions, looking at the effects of taking vaccines after you've transitioned these animals from male to female or female to male, looking at the size of their genitals changing after you've put them on estrogen or testosterone therapies to transition them. And in the case that the chairwoman, the example the chairwoman gave, there was a $1.1 million grant to give female lab rats testosterone to mimic transgender male humans and then overdose them with this party drug to see if animals who were taking female animals taking testosterone were more likely to overdose on the sex party drug than animals who were not taking testosterone.
Mr. Goodman, are many of these taxpayer-funded animal studies shared with the public, or is there a significant oversight of this research?
You essentially needed a degree in information technology to navigate the federal spending databases to find any of this stuff.
So what you found is we're not being very transparent with what we're spending these funds on?
Not at all, and it's by design.
Did you say that Dr. Fauci, in your estimation, had funded close to 95% of these animal research projects?
Yeah, in our analysis, Dr. Fauci funded about 95% of the transgender animal experiments.
Okay, I found in some research that the EPA under President Trump is planning to reduce the agency's animal testing by 30% by 2025 and completely by 2035. Mr. Goodman, can you explain why that's a win for the American taxpayer?
Absolutely. Animal testing is incredibly time-intensive, inaccurate, and expensive, and it's not very good at predicting the human health effects or environmental effects of chemicals and pesticides. And right now, what we are doing to test human effects is poisoning lab animals, forcing them to breathe wildfire smoke simulated in a laboratory by burning different types of foliage and pumping it into animals' cages, making them obese to simulate what it would be like for obese people to be exposed to wildfire smoke, shooting off handguns and rifles and forcing animals to breathe the emissions and gun control experiments, and the list goes on. And that's what's happening currently at the EPA after the Biden administration overturned the Trump plan to phase out animal testing.
Now you know why it's not on mainstream media.
But everything attaches to. So the automobile, the house, all that stuff affixes to that vessel. All right, and that's where they take you. If you violate one of the policies, you're gonna want to liquidate your assets of the vessel that you think you own, but you don't own. You're really a tenant. All right. So the birth estate is not where the value comes from. It's what holds value. The Social Security juristic person is the one that is the trustee that moves the value to and from the estate. Okay, and it also is your intermediary between the Treasury, the IMF, the DTC. So what they're doing is they're charging up that Social Security juristic person under foreign law, statute, code, city ordinance, rules, and regulations, and they're trying to entice you to come out and authorize the transaction. Because once that Social Security juristic person trustee is charged up, an automatic transaction happens between the Treasury, where they disperse in good faith to whatever organization charged up your Social Security juristic person, the trustee, okay?
Nobody asked for it, but hey, we're living in a corporation. And that's a wrap for today, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me. Smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.